A list of reasons why dating apps are pointless to men by men that I found by going to the man side of YouTube. Reason number one was that it hurts their egos because they don't get swipes or responses. Listen, we told you guys to take off those sunglasses. And if you haven't learned how to take a selfie in the last 20 years, then we can't help you. Enjoy your lack of swipes. All right, now the next reason is that all the girls on there think that they are princesses and unicorns. According to the men on YouTube, the real princesses and unicorns don't use dating apps. Okay, so then why are you on there? Are you trying to find sewer creatures? Are you looking for rats? You don't define if we're princesses. We do. We are princesses. To us, you're frogs. That's why you don't get swipes. Okay, let me reel it back. Let's go to the next reason. Girls reject them and ghost them for one small mistake. That one sounds right to me. Actually, if I can remember, I don't think I've ever recalled a guy who stayed with any woman ever after they saw one thing that they didn't like. We learned it from the best. That they feel like the apps are entirely based off of looks and that they have no chance if they are average or below average. Do men know that women actually read bios? Maybe have a bio that's more than just sports, cars, fishing, and a guitar. Looks or personality, dude. Next one here is kind of like the last one. They admit that they can't blow away the competition with their profiles or bios to stand out. Do you see what girls do on the daily? We wish you would put on some makeup. We wish you would wear a wig. Trust, you would definitely stand out if you had a picture of some really nice hands. This last one here is about how women are on there for attention and they think that they can get it easily. Yeah, I don't get enough attention. So what if I want to get attention on there? Most of you guys don't even have the money to take me on dates. Maybe don't ask for our Instagram and then follow us and then watch our stories till the day we die. Anyways, here is a paper napkin. Use it to wipe the tears.
12 seconds later.
Dating apps are canceled, at least for me. I'm done with them. I'm never getting on one again. I think all the men on there are Tinder swindlers. If you're an attractive man, the odds are already in your favor IRL. Like, there are probably women who already think you're cute. Why are you on a dating app if not to just collect bodies at that point? If you're a baseball cat man watching this, a dude who takes pictures with fishes, a guy with sunglasses on in his photos, or a man who hates social media but is on here somehow, you can kick a rock. Multiple rocks. Your response is automatically disqualified, especially if you have a bald spot. Back to the message. In 2022, I'm done with dating apps. I think the men are using them for evil like they do with most things, and I can't do it anymore. I have yet to meet a man on a dating app who's actually dating worthy. They're not being trained by their ex-girlfriends. You guys think you're training them for the next one? No, they all come to me untrained somehow. Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, you can count your days.
It's always amazing to see just how wrong these women get it when they're talking about men specifically to do with dating. A lot of these girls, they'll say, oh, men have it easy, right? They have it so much easier than women, when they themselves have no idea what it's actually like to be a man on these dating apps. You know, guys, when women sit here and they talk about, trash about men and they say that it's so easy for them, they're typically only talking about the top percentage of men. They have absolutely no idea what it's like to be the average man out there in dating. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we are going to be kicking it off by breaking down a clip from this woman right here. Now, these TikToks, we've got a bunch of them from her, guys, so make sure you stick around, leave your comments, and just a bit of a warning, they are very headache inducing. But guys, before we jump in, as always, remember to come and join us over on Locals. The link is in the description, guys. It's totally free to join. If you're interested in becoming a supporter, there is also an option for that. But, YouTube doesn't particularly like us over here, gentlemen, so make sure that you come and join just in case anything happens. At this point, we've got multiple warnings on the channel. I don't even know what the hell is going on anymore. But let's jump into the first video.
A list of reasons why dating apps are pointless to men by men that I found by going to the man side of YouTube. Reason number one was that it hurts their egos because they don't get swipes or responses. Listen, we told you guys to take off those sunglasses. And if you haven't learned how to take a selfie in the last 20 years, then we can't help you. Enjoy.
It doesn't matter how good a man can take a selfie if most women find most men unattractive anyway. This girl's just acting like, oh yeah, bro, take better pictures and you'll have women swipe on you. Have you guys ever seen women swipe on Tinder? It's absolutely ridiculous, okay? These are not things that you can just, oh, yeah, bro, just take better photos. Like, there's something to be said for taking better photos, but this is not going to put a significant amount of men into swiping territory. I also don't think that the content creators on YouTube would have said that it hurts men's egos. More, they would just say that it's a waste of time because a lot of men are not getting matches, if any, much, if any matches to begin with. So right off the bat, this girl's like 0 for 3.
Enjoy your lax swipes. All right, now the next reason is that all the girls on there think that they are princesses and unicorns. According to the men on YouTube, the real princesses and unicorns don't use dating apps. Okay, so then why are you on there? Are you trying to find sewer creatures? Are you looking for rats? You don't define if we're princesses. We do. We are princesses. To us,
that's just absolutely not true. I don't care how many times these girls scream at us saying that they are princesses. The fact that they don't realize that this is so counterproductive is absolutely insane to me. Okay, if you want to scream, first of all, you're screaming that you're a princess. Do you not see how these two things are totally contradictory? Second of all, if a man's on a dating app, the dudes specifically at the top who get a whole bunch of matches, they're not looking for a princess to wife up. They're not typically looking for a girlfriend. Dating apps are essentially like a search system for the dudes at the top percentage of the dating market. They're not going to wife you up. Like, hell no. Hell no. You can scream as much as you want that you're a princess. You're still not going to get that ring. Let's continue.
you're frogs. That's why you don't get swipes. Okay, let me reel it back. Let's go to the next reason. Girls reject them and ghost them for one small mistake. That one sounds right to me. Actually, if I can remember, I don't think I've ever recalled a guy who stayed with any woman ever after they saw one thing that they didn't like. We learned.
And that right there is how you know that she is talking about a small subset of men. Most men bend over backwards for women. We must, guys, the conclusion that you can draw from this video realistically is that men and women, specifically this woman right here, really do live in different realities. Most men bend over backwards for their women. Most men, when they're out here in dating, would do absolutely anything. Why do you think we have armies of simps out here? Why do you think we have a whole bunch of dudes in marriages doing absolutely everything they can to keep their relationships together? You see, this is why it's such bullcrap, guys, because these girls, most things, most facts are just absolutely invisible to them. Just straight up invisible. You take that sentence that she just said right there, guys, and that tells you all you need to know that this woman is just absolutely clueless.
From the best. That they feel like the apps are entirely based off of looks and that they have no chance if they are average or below average. Do men know that women actually read bios? Maybe have a bio that's more than just sports, cars, fishing, and a guitar? Looks are...
This woman is so clueless. Okay, yeah, guys, if you want more matches on Tinder, it's not about looks, guys. Make sure you switch your bios because women read your bios. Guys, I would encourage you. There's a content creator on this on YouTube. Okay, his name's Austin Dunham. The guy's like dating app bios are the most simple thing. These girls, and this guy is like jacked out of his mind. It does not really matter what your bio is. The stats are in, okay? If you're attractive, you are significantly more, these dating apps are significantly more viable to you for dating. Now, does that mean you can't become attractive? You can't hit the gym? You can't do things to make yourself look significantly better? Absolutely not. Okay, there's always room to improve, but that's not the point here. You want to come on here and you want to say that dudes just need to change their bios? Get the hell out of here, man.
Personality, dude. Next one here is kind of like the last one. They admit that they can't blow away the competition with their profiles or bios to stand out. Do you see what girls do on the daily? We wish you would put on some makeup. We wish you would wear a wig. Trust, you would definitely stand out if you had a picture of some really nice hands.
Yeah, guys. Again, just go out here, put makeup on, put wigs on, because that'll make you compete with Chad. That'll make you compete with the guy who's jacked out of his damn mind with perfect facial symmetry. Right? I'm telling you guys, this woman does not live in reality. Just absolutely not. And I'm not saying this to say like, oh, it's just pointless and it's terrible. You can get results if you're, you can get results on Tinder. It's going to be soul crushing to the majority of men because these dating apps are typically terrible for men. It's still possible. You can still make, improvements on your looks. You can go to the gym. You can make yourself appear significantly better. There are certainly things that you can do. But to pretend as though this woman's advice is anywhere close to being useful for men is downright ridiculous.
This last one here is about how women are on there for attention and they think that they can get it easily. Yeah, I don't get enough attention. So what if I want to get attention on there? Most of you guys don't even have the money to take me on dates. Maybe don't ask for our Instagram and then follow us and then watch our stories till the day we die. Anyways, here is a paper napkin. Use it to wipe the tears.
Guys, and this is why I never feel sorry for these girls, by the way, who say like, oh, yeah, we know we're just on here for attention. It doesn't matter. Okay, well, how about when the dudes just get on and they just use you for some fun and that's it, right? These girls, they're perfectly okay with wasting men's time and treating men like crap. But when it happens to them, they start to have issues, particularly when either A, they're only used for their bodies, or B, dudes won't commit to them, especially as they're approaching 30. Right? You want to go out there, you want to just use dudes for attention. Don't be surprised when men don't court you anymore, men don't ask you out, men don't spend money on you, and you just become, this thing that dudes have 20 minutes of fun with here and there, and, at 2 a.m. in the morning, and then they throw you to the roadside. Like, don't be surprised. And this stuff is happening more and more. I have a magazine article I want to show you guys, if we have time on today's episode after getting through this woman's TikToks, that explains this perfectly.
Are canceled, at least.
She said dating apps are canceled. Hang on.
Dating apps are canceled, at least for me. I'm done with them. I'm never getting on one again. I think all the men on there are Tinder swindlers. If you're an attractive man, the odds are already in your favor IRL. Like, there are probably women who already think you're cute. Why are you on a dating app if not to just collect bodies at that point?
Yeah. And you know what? You're here for attention. The dudes at the top, they're just there to have some fun. So what's the problem? You want to use dudes for money. You want to use dudes for attention and validation. Okay, don't be surprised when men don't commit to you anymore. Don't be surprised. It really is, guys. Like, this sort of stuff is going up and up and up, where dudes are just sick and tired of this crap. Like, they're just sick and tired of asking you out on dates, doing these things for you, when in reality you just turn around and treat the majority of men like crap.
Point. If you're a baseball cat man watching this, a dude who takes pictures with fishes, a guy with sunglasses on in his photos, or a man who hates social media but is on here somehow, you can kick a rock. Multiple rocks. Your response is automatically disqualified, especially if you have a bald spot. Back to the message.
Isn't it funny how we went from, like, mocking dudes, saying that they have fragile egos, all this kind of stuff, and then this exact same individual is turning around, crying, saying that dating apps are difficult for her because attractive men don't want to commit to her. Isn't that just amazing, the contrast, how we went from one video to this video?
In 2022, I'm done with dating apps. I think the men are using them for evil like they do with most things, and I can't do it anymore. I have yet to meet a man on a dating app who's actually dating worthy. They're not being trained by their ex-girlfriends. You guys think you're training them for the next one? No, they all come to me untrained somehow. Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge, you can count your days. Dating apps.
Yeah, because apparently, right, men need to be trained by their ex-girlfriends. Right, and this is the thing, okay? When women all go for the same men, the same small group of men, all I have to say to you is good luck, I don't care. Like have fun. You know what I mean? Like, the dudes at the top are laughing at you, the dudes at the bottom are laughing at you, so, you can continue to go out here and run circles and ruin your own life, right? But let's continue on to the next clip, because this woman, despite the fact that it looks like we're dealing with a different individual in every clip, guys, this is actually the same woman in every clip. So let's continue to the next one.
If he has done it to you, he has probably done it to the girl before you and the girl after you. And here is an example. Every other month, I get reported on Tinder for not replying, and I end up with messages like this. When you get reported, the app deletes your messages within the last 30 days. And all your matches see you as a new match. This happens every other month, and I end up with messages like this. Men who literally repeat almost word for word what they said to me previously. This guy literally did it 3 times in a row, which is...
Yeah. And, it's almost like when you get on here just for attention. Like, dudes, here's the thing. Men are sick and tired of putting in effort for girls like you. Just absolutely done with it. Now, you might think that you're a valuable individual because you get attention from men on dating apps. You might think that, oh, you know, you're so fantastic and that's how we end up with all this entitlement that we see. But just because a man messages you on a dating app doesn't mean anything. I say this all the time, guys, but you know, where's the ring? Where's the long-term relationship? Okay, you want to sit here, you want to complain to me about dating, and yet you somehow don't have a husband? Right? Men are putting in less effort because why the hell would they put in more? Right? Like, why on earth would dudes put in more effort? I'm honestly surprised that more men don't just copy and paste messages to women. Right? Because they realize, like, what's the point? What am I going to do? Am I going to not copy paste messages?
Which is why I don't trust when they come out telling me how beautiful I am, because I'm like, okay, he's literally telling that to every girl. Same example here. And you know it's not the app resending the messages because look, there's typos, there's always like slight variations. This one actually did get a response from me, and then I guess he forgot that he had done the same thing or he was willing to try it all over again. There is a reason why I do not like when men have certain openers, because if they do it to you and they're saying it to you, they're saying it to everybody, and sometimes they're forgetting who they're saying it to because they do it so often.
Yeah. Because nobody cares. Nobody wants to court you anymore. Like, nobody wants to take you out on dates. Nobody, and especially the men that, okay, here's the thing, okay? I should stipulate, a lot of men are willing to take you out on dates, but I would dare say that the text messages that this woman is pulling up is just from men who are attractive anyway. You know what I mean? Like, there's a solid chance that that's all she's doing right here is just pulling up messages from dudes who are attractive. Because the thing is, the dudes who you're attracted to, the top percentage of men, they have absolutely no reason to take you out on a date. You see these messages here, right? Like, hell, if this this is a cringe message, I don't think you as a dude should put emojis or exclamation marks or whatever. But if this man is attractive and he sends this to enough girls, he's going to get girls who are interested in him. You know what I mean? Like if girls want to lower their value and I hate to use the word value, but really, if they want to come out here, they want to lower their value so much, men are not going to put in the effort for you anymore. Like, you want to catch 100 bodies, you want to come out here and scream that you're a princess. Don't be surprised when dudes are on dating apps just repeating messages to you because they don't care. Like, they absolutely do not care. But let's continue on to the next video clip here. I've got another one. Let's take a listen. If I can press the right damn screen.
The only time I think emotionally unavailable people find each other is when there are two people who do not want to deal with a heartbreak, who know that it's a lot easier to be a part of something that has no hope, that has no room for growth, that has no opportunity to actually go somewhere, so they are deliberately engaging in something that can go nowhere. What I don't think is an emotionally unavailable dynamic is when there is a man who is pretending to be emotionally available, who ends up with a woman who is available, and then that man tricks her into being vulnerable around him just so that he can have access to her in a way that he couldn't have unless he was presenting as that.
Here's a crazy solution. Here's an absolutely crazy solution to you, madam. Why don't you secure the commitment before you get into the the fun stages with random dudes? You know, girls will always, man, I swear to you, these girls will always push the idea. I'm just going to play it muted so you guys have something to look at, something going on the screen while I'm saying this, okay? These women always seem to push the narrative that they are the victim and they can't see this stuff coming, right? Like, oh, this dude's pretending to be emotionally unavailable. Right? Everybody else sees the quote-unquote red flags. Everybody else knows that this man is probably not going to commit to you. Okay? This isn't a man problem. This isn't a problem of men lying to you, although, because the thing is, these men are not typically lying to you. They're just not going to commit to you. Right? You see what I'm saying? What she's really saying is, you know, dudes lead me on a bit, and I think that I have the opportunity to have a relationship when I really don't. Here's a crazy idea. Why don't you test at the start if you can have that relationship? You know, why don't you actually secure the relationship before you have fun? And here's the thing. Here's the real kicker, okay? Women know that if they do this, the men that they want will immediately ditch them. And that's the damn point. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of these girls, they're overvaluing how important they are and how special they are. You're not special. You're an average girl. I don't care if you've whacked on a wig, you've whacked on some makeup. If you're an average girl and you're shooting for above average, good luck to you. You're probably going to have to share the dude because the dude's probably not going to commit to you. Okay, these girls, they have an overinflated sense of self-ego. And then what do when they can't secure commitment from a man? They blame it on the men. They say, oh, he's manipulative, he's this, he's that, just because he didn't want to have a relationship with her. It's absolutely disgusting. And these girls, ironically enough, they'll throw around the word narcissism, having no idea what the hell it means. Meanwhile, they themselves are the narcissists.
Then you just end up with a woman who's sticking around because she saw the hope for something and now she doesn't want to lose the hope and the man. Which is double the heartbreak in that case for her and none for him. When both—
Yeah, so she literally just described the fact that she's hanging around in the hopes of getting commitment. Why don't you stop with all this quote-unquote hoping and you just cut to the reality? But you don't want to do that because you don't want to be hit with reality, because the reality is that men are not interested in committing to you.
Both people are emotionally unavailable, it's a lot easier because there's no loss of hope or future. The other case is just manipulation.
Yeah, poor her, guys. She's being manipulated. She obviously just cannot tell when men are using her for bedroom fun. Crazy stuff. And now, I'm not saying that dudes are not out here, manipulating girls and whatever, but guys, this stuff is so damn transparent. It really is. I've said this point multiple times, guys, but you put a father in a situation, you tell that father to pick a boy, for the girl, easy done. But these girls will always have like a massive issue with it, saying that he's manipulative and all this kind of crap. Let's continue into the next clip. And again, by the way, guys, each of these clips that I've played so far, the next one after this won't be, but each of these clips are the same woman every time. Crazy, isn't it?
My decentering men journey has made me realize that a large part of decentering men and hyperfixating on relationships is not consuming relationship content. Whether that's people complaining about relationships, people giving out relationship advice, people talking about how to deal with men when they do XYZ or when they're being trifling. There's this part of it that's like, okay, it's because I feel like I have a good amount of knowledge. Or I feel like maybe I don't know everything, but I'm okay with the fact that I don't know everything. On top of not being interested in relationship content or relationship advice, there's also this other element of not watching shows where the hyperfixation of the show is a relationship, like the relationship being the goal at the end, such as like reality shows like Love is Blind or The Ultimatum or—
Yeah, and you see, she can't view love as the goal because, a relationship as the goal, because if she does that, then it communicates to her that she is a dating failure. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Like, she has to say to herself, oh, don't worry, finding a husband, finding a long-term relationship, that's not the goal, because that allows her to sleep at night, given that she doesn't have those things. You see what I'm saying here, guys? She has to, in her mind at least, devalue relationships so she can feel not as much like a failure because she doesn't have them.
or even like TV shows like Emily in Paris. I don't hate that stuff. I eat it up. But that's why I can't watch it, because it makes me focus on relationships too much.
Yeah, and it makes her focus on the areas of her life that she has still been unable to attain. Right, that's the thing, guys. You ever see these girls who are like 30, 40, etc. years at like family events or friend gatherings or stuff like that, and they don't have a man? The thing is, it's not like, okay, if you don't want a man, that's totally fine, right? If you don't want to have a husband, that's totally fine. But if you want these things and you don't have them, that communicates some very interesting things about you. I've made this point many times before, guys, but if you're a girl of this age, you could have had those things many times over, but the fact is that you don't. That's why people look at you weird. Okay, like it's not because if you from the box, right from the get-go, you did not want these things, fine. You go do you want to chase your career, that's totally cool. Nobody has an issue with girls chasing careers, okay? But if you wanted those things, you should already have them. And if you don't, it says some pretty negative things about your character and your assessment of yourself. We're going to be calling today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments on your way out. Don't forget, to come and join us over on Locals. The link will be in the description. We are posting more archived content over there because you never know how YouTube is these days. And with all that out of the way, guys, make sure that you take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace. Yo, what is going on, guys? Past Taylor here. Just want to say thank you if you made it to the end of today's video. Before you head out, there's just a few announcements that I'd like to make. The first is that my editor, who goes through all of the blood, sweat, and tears of putting together content for us to endure, has started his own YouTube channel. The link will be in the video description, so make sure that you go and show him some support by going and giving him a sub. Also, we are currently looking to expand Fiendish content creation behind the scenes, so if you're interested in becoming a content creator alongside me, be sure to check out the application form at the very bottom of the video description. This is for those of you who are interested in becoming a part of the content that you see here on YouTube. So if you're interested in applying, make sure to get in quick. People who apply first will have priority for consideration. Again, the link is at the very bottom of the video description. Lastly, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, there are links to both Patreon and locals below the video, guys. I'd like to extend a huge thank you to the supporters on those two platforms. You guys allow me to make these episodes, and your support is greatly appreciated. As always, guys, make sure you take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later for real this time, guys. Peace.